My husband thought I couldn't hear without my hearing aids until he learned the truth. My husband Mark always believed that the moment I removed my hearing aids, I became completely deaf. No matter how many times I explained that I could still hear some sounds, he never seemed to understand. After 20 years of marriage, I thought he knew me better than anyone. I was wrong. One evening, after taking out my hearing aids, I was upstairs reading when I heard Mark talking on the phone downstairs. Then I heard him laugh and say, "She has no idea." A few moments later, he added, "By the time she finds out, everything will already be done." My heart immediately started racing. I quietly moved closer to the stairs and realized he was talking to his brother David. "Are you sure she won't stop you?" David asked. Mark laughed and replied, "She can't hear half of what happens in this house." At that moment, I realized my husband was using my hearing loss against me. Over the next few weeks, I paid close attention. Every time Mark thought I couldn't hear him, he became careless. Late-night phone calls and secret conversations slowly revealed the truth. He was planning to sell the lakeside cabin my late father had left me. The cabin wasn't just property. It was full of childhood memories and was the last thing I had from my father. Instead of confronting Mark, I started gathering evidence. I saved emails, photographed documents, and spoke with a lawyer. That's when I learned Mark couldn't legally sell the cabin without my permission. A month later, Mark hosted a family dinner. Halfway through the meal, he stood up and proudly announced that we had decided to sell the cabin. Several relatives smiled and congratulated him. Then I calmly placed my fork down and said, "That's strange, because my lawyer says you don't have the legal right to sell something that belongs to me." The entire room fell silent. Mark's face turned pale. I pulled out a folder filled with documents and placed it on the table. Then I looked directly at him and said, "The most shocking part isn't the paperwork. It's the fact that I heard every conversation you thought I couldn't hear." Nobody knew what to say. Mark had spent weeks assuming I was clueless while secretly planning behind my back. His mother was furious. David looked terrified, and the entire plan collapsed that night. A few months later, I filed for divorce. People often think the cabin ended our marriage, but it wasn't the cabin. It was the betrayal. Today, I still own the cabin and spend my summers there enjoying the peace my father loved so much. Looking back, I realized Mark's biggest mistake wasn't trying to sell the cabin. It was believing I wasn't listening.